often have this existential crisis. I think about why I'm here. What's the point in all of this? I wake up every day responsible for figuring out how to help this person, that person, fix this, create that, all while trying to hold myself together. I've convinced myself there is no space in this world for my problems. I frequently zone out and daydream, placing myself in Golgotha, staring at Jesus. As broken as I've ever been, shamed, beaten, bloodied, and bruised, I can't even imagine how Jesus felt while left hanging, carrying the weight of the world, surrounded by people who couldn't even acknowledge that the Son of God was taking his for us. They just sat around placing bets, mocking him. See, I struggle with sharing my feelings. I have this tendency to bottle up the pain until it becomes dangerous. Now I know I'm not the only one that waits until the pain becomes excruciating, where the implode becomes an explode, and that suicidal ideation shimmies its way into an attempt. Surrounded by people who can't even acknowledge that we're over here taking hits. Everyone hears the gunshots, but nobody hears the slaps. Sometimes I only feel God's presence when I'm daydreaming of myself in Golgotha at the foot of the cross, staring at Jesus, begging for attention from the one being crucified, like, hey Jesus, can you see me? Can I just crawl up there with you? Can I just pass on too? I mean, I know your hands are nailed into those beams, but can you hold me? Because I can't take this anymore. It's like I'm nullifying everything in those moments, wondering if he sees me. Like, hey, Jesus, you're not going to leave us hanging, right? Because everyone around me is suffering, grieving, and dying, and I can't protect them. I wake up every day trying to figure it out. But I can't snap my fingers and make magic healing appear. I can't do anything. I'm haunted by an overcast of loneliness right there with them, wondering if Jesus even sees me. Why am I here? What's the point in all of this? Flashbacks remind me of when my mom would be crying, needed someone to lean on. My dad would pat her on the back, tell her not to cry, and then leave. I never left my mother's side. I stood by her. I remember running 5 blocks by myself down Naples Street, fighting these boys, trying to retrieve my friend's wallet. He got mad, like, why didn't you just let them take it? And I was like, because I got your back. I stood with him. I always pushed myself to stand with someone. Maybe that's where I'm so mad at myself for flaking on G1 that night. Where I'm so vengeful at the person who left him hanging, had him take all 9 shots. I figured that if I was there, I wouldn't have ran. I would have fought. I would have stood by him. I would have jumped into my daydreaming realm with Jesus and begged him to take me instead. See, I still don't fully understand why I'm here. But as I daydream, placing myself in Golgotha at the foot of the cross, staring at Jesus, I see him pinpoint his mother. I see him place responsibility on John. I see him join 2 people to stand in solidarity with compassion. Maybe that's why I'm here. Maybe that's why I go so hard to stand with people. Maybe after all this daydreaming, my mind finally captured the fact that God is calling me to stand with his people, even if that's all I can do. That his journey into the abyss is so that I won't feel alone, so that I won't feel like there's no space for me here. He sees me. He knew my pain and took it, ensuring that I wouldn't be left hanging. That I'm called to stand with someone, and someone is called to stand with me. Yeah.